You guys are in a unique position preparing for a coach in his first game. How much of the preparation is this is what he liked to do at his last stop, and this is what his personnel, the strengths and weaknesses of his personnel?
Yeah, I think it starts with their players. You know, you got to know who they have coming back, what they can do. Obviously, the culture there is something that will not leave, depending on who the head coach is. It's in the locker room. You watch those guys play, whether it's on defense or offense. I mean, it means a lot to them. So yeah, it feels like we're watching 6 different teams. First games are that way. You know, I'm sure they're watching a bunch of different stuff on us. So it's really all about us. I think it's going to be that way each week, but no more than the first week when you're not really sure what you're going to see. And you just got to adapt and adjust in the game. And that's why we're coaches. That's why we get paid to do this, and super excited for it.
Go ahead. Hey, Coach. North Dakota State's a team that likes to use the quarterbacks in the running game a lot. What challenges does that present to your defense?
Yeah, it make you play 11 on 11. I can't say enough about their quarterbacks. Obviously, the 2 system last year, you know, Wyoming was very similar. If you go back and look at it, I think 7 runs better than you anticipate, and I think 9 is a phenomenal athlete. So we got our hands full. Again, when they go make it 11 on 11, we got to tackle, we got to get off blocks, and we got to play fast. So again, can't talk enough about the culture that they have built there. Right? You watch those guys get off the ball, whether it's the 1s or the 3s and some of the blowouts. I mean, they had some hell of wins last year, and it's a consistent effort, right? So really phenomenal challenge that we're excited for.
Brian, go ahead.
Coach, I don't know when you were at William & Mary, did you guys face an FBS team?
We did. We did. The funny thing is I was these guys. My senior year at William & Mary, dirtbag average player, really just made 11 on the field. And we opened up in Virginia, and it was our Super Bowl. And in a lot of games I played, I'll never forget that one. A young man named B.W. Webb came in his first college game. He had 3 interceptions, and we won. So I know exactly what it's like to be on the other side. And it is, you know, hey, burn the boats. We're coming hell or high water. So that's not lost on me because I was them. And so, you know, again, it goes back to us being us and playing the game that we play.
So as a follow-up to that, because you've been through that, is that something you use this week? You say, guys, I know what it's like.
Yeah, that's how we started our week. Talk about it and just know what it is. I mean, dudes, we're going to get everybody's best shot. I mean, that's just it's college football, right? You're 1-0 each week, and everybody's going to be great. So, you know, we've got to strap it up, and we're expecting a knockdown, drag-out fight.
To kind of develop your defensive philosophy, who have you kind of leaned on, or who have you kind of borrowed from over your career?
I mean, I got so many mentors. Marvin Lewis is a guy that I'll forever be indebted to. Mike Zimmer as well. Paul Gunther, Vance Joseph, Al Golden. I mean, the list goes on. So again, I think we've talked about this at length. Maybe you take a little bit of what Zim did, a little bit what Al did, and it's just about our guys, right? If we have a dominant front 4 that can rush the passer, then the coverage part should be easy. If we got to heat them up, then we got to do some other stuff that maybe Zim did. So again, I wouldn't be here without those guys. I'm forever indebted to them and owe them many things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Coach, going back to in terms of the preparation for North Dakota State, new coach, as you talked about.
Yep.
They also probably going to be coming at you with the power rushing attack. You know, it's not really what the offensive guys here are used to.
Yeah.
You feel like you're getting a good look in practice and able to replicate it kind of well enough to give you a good look.
Yeah, it's like anything. Nothing is ever good enough till you get to the first game, right? I mean, God bless our scout team guys, but they're looking at a card. You know, to our assistant coaches' credit, they've been on top of this. You know, we've been carding stuff. Again, it seems like we're watching 6 different teams, but we've been doing it every walkthrough. So there's time on task there. But like all first games, you know, you're going to look up midway through the first quarter, start of the second quarter, and you say, okay, hey, this is what it is. And then you got to adapt and adjust. And it all goes back to putting our guys in position to be successful. And some calls might change. There's never huge in-game adjustments, but move some guys around and just let the guys go play fast and free.
Jake, go ahead.
Coach, just in terms of week 1, will it be like the spring game for Travis in the secondary in terms of how versatile they are moving around?
I think it's just by matchup. You know, we'll have to wait and see. You know, they got to come to the game to watch that one. So, again, we talked about it. Travis is unique in many ways. So, however we can get him on the field and do as many things as we can, we'll try to do it.
Jack, go ahead.
Just curious in your linebackers room, just how have you seen that room kind of morph throughout fall camp?
Yeah, there's been competition each day. You know, Coach Hart, Coach Hilo, they do a great job with those guys. You know, so there's competition. You know, guys want to play. You know, that's the beauty of college football is only X amount of guys play. So I'm excited to see how when the lights come on Thursday night, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of packages and a bunch of different guys flying around. And they have put everything they have into it. So the football gods should bless them with a play or two.
Go ahead.
A lot of the players have talked about their specific position coaches and how much they've meant to them. Coach Shermer talked about his connection with Shador. Do you have any individual players or group of guys that you lean on or have a connection with?
I'm the one that loves all my kids, but you know, I think just defensively, right? Leaders, who are they? Cam Silman Craig is is just a phenomenal kid, phenomenal leader. Think the world of him. Shane Cokes up front is a guy who's been through the hard times here and has made it out on the other side. Trevor Woods has done a great job, and the list goes on and on. So it means a lot for those guys that have stuck it out, that were here last year, and the newcomers have done a great job adapting to our culture.
Brian, go ahead. Coach, you being a first-time play caller,
Yeah.
has it been a benefit to you going against Pat Shurmur in practice, just being a long-time play caller on offense?
Yeah, I heard some of Pat's answer. I paid him a lot of money to say those good things, so I will have to pay that debt. It's the beauty of Pat is that you can see 3 different offenses, right? So obviously with Shedeur, you're going to see something. He can, hey Pat, can I get some? You talked about the different personnel groupings that we might see on Thursday night. Can I get some of this? Can I get some of that? And he can just adapt and call it. So I lean on him a lot. He's obviously been in this seat. He knows what it's like. I can walk down there and knock on his door, and he's great. And then the head guy. The head guy is just phenomenal. I can't say enough about Coach Prime. If I have anything I need to question, hey, how would you defend this? He's right there. So we have a lot of people that I can lean on in this building, and staff included.
Tyler, go ahead.
You mentioned Trevor Woods. Obviously, you've only known him as a linebacker, but obviously he's come from playing safety. How have you seen those instincts from playing deeper in a defense translate? It seems like he's made a handful of plays. He mentioned too, he just feels like he's not getting noticed as much by the opposing offenses. How much have you seen that kind of translate for him at the new position?
Yeah, I think the first thing is the ball skills, right? Thinking back to that early in camp, a couple great interceptions, spot over the ball, and everybody has been in a position where you make a change, right? So he goes from safety his whole life to playing linebacker, mid-year last year, embraces it this offseason, puts on a bunch of weight, and it is just the kind of guy you want in your program. So excited for Trevor. Again, he's done it the right way. God knows he kills it every day. He gives everything he has. So just excited to see when the lights come on and see him play.
Go ahead, Matt.
Coach, when Coach Prime met with you originally to discuss this position, obviously a huge move for you now that you're on the precipice of your first game. How has it lived up to the expectations?
Every step of the way. When we first talked about this, obviously I'm a first-time play caller, and it's not lost on me he took a chance. And every day, he says something else to me that makes me, I'd run through a wall for the dude. He's given me this opportunity. I am forever indebted to him. I can't tell you how grateful I am to be here. My family loves it here. It's a phenomenal honor, and it's a blessing, one that I won't let down.
Excuse me if this is a silly question,
no, you're good.
But compared to starting an NFL season, is there maybe some extra juice starting a college season, or is it just all? It's
just different. You would have had 3 preseason games by now and a longer camp. I think we're all tired of hitting each other. We want to hit somebody else. It's just a different cycle. The preseason used to be starters don't play the first game, play some the second. You're trying to figure out who's getting cut, who's making the roster. So it's just different, right? No one's better than the other. But Thursday it won't matter, right? It'll be here.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.